Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wake Up Well. My name is Jhonnar, and today is Friday, the 13th of August. Today, we will see what the Lord says to us in the book of Proverbs. And to give you a little bit of context, the author of the book of Proverbs was the King Solomon, addressed to the people of Israel. And when we read this book of Proverbs, these offer a spiritual depth to some issues like managing money, the danger of adultery, and learning how to identify true friends, and so much more. So today's reading will be in the chapters 5 of Proverbs, which is a warning against adultery. And it says like that in the New International Version. My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Turn your ears to my words of insight, that you may maintain discretion and your lips may preserve knowledge. For the lips of the adulterous woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. But in the end, she is bitter as gall, sharp as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps lead straight to the grave. She gives no thought to the way of life. Her path wander aimlessly, but she does not know it. Now then, my son, listen to me. Do not turn aside from what I say. Do not go near the door of her house, lest you lose your honor to others and your dignity to one who is cruel. Lest a stranger feast on your wealth and your toil enrich the house of another. So here we see the King Solomon talking to his sons, and in the first verse, he says, "My son, pay attention to my wisdom." As previously, Solomon knew that his instruction will do most good when he was giving attention and ear. So in this chapter, word wisdom is a man-to-man warning to avoid listening with loose women. That you might preserve discretion. Solomon wanted his son to hold on to discretion and to keep knowledge. The idea is that the son started in these things, but must face the challenge of remaining in them throughout life. For the lips of an immoral woman drips honey. This explained the reason why it was important for the son to hold on to discretion and knowledge. Those things would be tasted by the enticement of an immoral woman. Honey is sweet and oil is pleasant, and these represent the temptation of immorality. The lips of an immoral woman, Solomon phrasing is poetic and powerful. The figure of the lips and the mouth refer to the words an immoral woman may use in her enticement and to her alluring kisses. The first steps toward immoral association are almost always made by what is said or communicate. These speak to the great need for men and women to ward their speech and communication with the opposite sex. Oil is the life oil symbolize gladness in Isaiah 61:3 and prosperity in Deuteronomy 33:24. And its absence indicates sorrow and humiliation in Job 1:10. Of an immoral woman, Solomon here focused on the immoral woman But it was not because he thought that men are always moral, or that it is mainly immoral women who seduce and corrupt moral men. Solomon was far too wise and astute in the way of romance and sexuality to believe that. Solomon focused on the immoral woman because he wrote this to his sons. And we see this in Proverbs chapter 5:1, because he's saying, listen, my son. And since this was his greatest and closest moral danger. In other circumstances, he might have warned against an immoral man, and the principle of seduction he warned about can apply freely to woman or men. Her feet go down to death. The path of an immoral woman leads to death. She promised to add life, but ends up taking it away. The wise man will ponder her path of life. Her ways are unstable. The decision to entice someone else into morality is not a decision made by a stable person who decides the best for either self or the one enticed. If the sexual immorality is desired out of a perceived impulse of love, maturity, and stability will say, if I really love this person, I will not act against their interest and my own. I will reject this immorality because I do in fact love them, and I will express my love only in a way that will honor God and his people. If the sexual immorality is desired out of the desire of pleasure and adventure, maturity and stability will say, my desire for pleasure and adventure must not reign supreme in my life. Whatever good it might think will come of this is not good and will not bring good. In the last few verses, the verse 21, 22, and 23, it says, for your ways are in full view of the Lord, and he examines all your path. The evil deed of the wicked ensnare them. The core of their sins hold them fast. For lack of discipline, they will die, led astray by their own great folly. So to make this verse very short and to not extend anymore, these last three verses is telling us today that when we pursued immoral things and when we don't go away to avoiding adultery, it will bring consequences. The Bible says that the wage of sin is death, and death will be the consequences of these. So what the Lord wants for us today is to keep this word of wisdom and to go away to these immoral things. Guy, I want to bless you this week, and I pray that you meditate in this passage. I know sometimes it's very difficult to put this in practice in the world that we are living at the moment, but God has given us strength and power and authority to avoid these things and to keep ourselves as a God's kingdom people. So I pray this week that you meditate in this Bible verse, and the Lord keep you away of these things. I bless you, and I pray that you be with the Lord during this week. See you in the next opportunity. God bless you. Bye-bye.